Okay, thankfully, this episode is actually pretty good. Or at least it's really trying. We finally actually get a moment where Weiss, RWBY, and Yang actually just get to talk to each other, explore their headspaces, and remind me why I like these characters in the first place. And finally, it feels like Yang is going through a new emotional arc. She's not just moody, broody because I guess the writers think she seems cool that way. No, her emotional turbulence is clearly a side effect of Blake leaving the team, and I really like that we actually have them addressing this. Then the follow-up with Weiss trying to help Yang unpacking her emotions over this, I do like. Admittedly, the first half of the scene is sort of bad. They sit so still that it takes me out of the moment a bit. Can you please move like a human being and not like a plastic doll? Thanks. Yang makes a confusing detour to the conversation by comparing her family life to Weiss for some reason. She implies Weiss's family life was way better because Weiss's family is famous and she has a huge family.
I don't think you know what it's like to be left. You have a giant family.
Which is a weird point for two reasons. One, Yang's family is also big. Counting her, Tai, RWBY, and Crow, who must have been around pretty regularly, their family has 3 to 4 members, which is only 1 member less than Weiss. 2, one of the few things Weiss has actually discussed about her family in front of Yang is how horrible and abusive it was. It was just a weird angle for Yang to take the conversation, both in-universe and as a decision by the writers. Then in response to it, Weiss also has a really weird tangent where she expositions about how bad her parents' relationship is. But once the topic finally gets back to Blake and Yang, this scene is legitimately endearing. And this is a side of Yang and Weiss we don't get to see often. Legitimately, this heart-to-heart is a highlight for the two girls, especially in this volume. That gets paired with Blake's plot starting to, be a thing finally. Getting ambushed by Ilya, where Ilya reveals her own woes about Blake leaving her behind. A dark mirror to Yang's conflict, which is cool. And we tease a fight with a Belladonna mansion, where the safety of Gira and Kali is questioned, an exciting start to this plot point, but we'll get to how well it's actually executed later. The best part of the episode, the dialogue. The dialogue has been a major complaint throughout the volume, but here with Yang and Weiss's heart-to-heart, that scene with the girls talking over coffee, and Ilya's confession, finally it feels like the writers have figured out something they want to say. Their words aren't just empty fluff or exposition. We get new revelations about their personalities and developments. Ilya's whole scene is actually a great example of how to do exposition, but doing it well. Blake's responses to Ilya's words, Ilya using her exposition to explain her motivations moving forward with the assassination attempt. The camera actually gets used to show the dynamics of their conversation. Yes, you can do it, RWBY! I knew you could! The worst part of the episode... RWBY. What a worthless character. While we watch every other member of her team reach new twists and turns emotionally and with their plots, there RWBY is, in the background, doing nothing, contributing nothing. Don't forget her terrible voice making me want to rip my ears off.
Oh yeah, nice Weiss strikes again.
Please, never speak again. I will throw up if you do. What a crazy idea, to think that the show is at its best when the main character was omitted from the actual emotional scenes. This is the 3rd best episode of the volume. It does have some hiccups, but overall, it's much better than most of the episodes we've seen.
That is so fetch.
Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
So, what I'm doing is I'm going to be reviewing a new episode of RWBY every day for the month of October. There's a handy-dandy playlist of all the episodes in order, and a playlist from last year where I covered volumes 1 through 3. I hope you all have fun with the series. If you want to see the next episode a day early, consider becoming a patron. On that note, shout out to my $10 patrons. You're all amazing. Andrew, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, Classy Critic, Noah Perkins, Sunny Shy, Jake, Amber, Hype Man, Isaiah, Scaring Crows, Not All That Evil, Holly, Boy Howdy Boy, Jacob, Ben Sketchbook, Rain, Omega Fighter, Trash, Wild Pilot, Josh, Twisty, Juan, Bunkin Duncan, Lycan99, Hoodie Angel, Ranger, Hut Mutt Butt, Cloudy Days, The Enigma, C1 Trooper, Sean, Primo Rune, Steve, and Overhypen.